videos for a while. She's actually my support person now. So Bobby Gray said, you need a support person, get one. So now she has to deal with Bobby. But anyway, so my name is J-E-H, J, it's pronounced like J-A-Y, Horton. It's a really unusual spelling of J, but it works really well if you want to find me on Spotify or YouTube or whatever. I do have an album out. If you want to set it to stream, turn the volume off and let it play all night so I can make $1, feel free. About 16 months ago, guys remember when I was saying 9 months ago? About 16 months ago, I was at a gig with a singer I know named Eddie. And Eddie tells me and the bass player, hey man, you've given me $1,000, we're gonna do this crypto thing, we're gonna build a mine. A lot of it sounded like he was speaking another language to me. He said, we're gonna do this thing, we're gonna build a mine, blah, blah, blah. And if you give me $1,000, you might make some money, you might lose your $1,000, we don't know. And I was stupid enough to give him $1,000, and later on I found out it was $995, he still owes me $5. But, so I gave him $1,000, and about 4 days later, Russ, our bass player, was suffering from a severe case of FOMO. You guys know what that is? Fear of missing out. So he bought a share. He bought bought into the mine. So we did this. I didn't really know what I was dealing with. I just thought, okay, we're going to see what happens. Eddie's pretty good with money. Maybe, maybe we'll make a little money. The next month was May. That was April of 2024. Next month was May. My daughter had a destination wedding in Florida, and I had 4 or 5 of my running buddies there. You guys know what running buddies are? That's the guys you hang around with, the guys you see talk to once a week, the guys you call when you hear a good joke. So several of those guys were at the wedding, and I told them, I said, man, I don't know what's going to happen, but I just gave this guy $1,000. We're going to see what happens. I might lose it, but I might make some money. Now, none of them volunteered to risk $1,000 with me, but they all said, let me know how that goes. So one of those guys is my buddy Tony, who's kind of like my little brother. He and I own a truck together in Florida because I was unable to register it in my name when my father passed away because I don't live in Florida and I'm not a Bush. So he actually owns half of the truck, and he keeps it at his house, takes care of it for me, and that'll be important a little bit later. That was May. About August, I got I got the second round of COVID, and I wasn't very sick, but I wasn't able to go anywhere, so I got bored, and I thought, I wonder what happened with that mine thing. So I call Eddie up. He walks me through this process of reading a cold storage wallet coin and look at your wallet and see how much money's in it. So I call him back in a little bit, and I go, man, this thing says I've got $6,800 in here. He says, yeah, that's right. I said, are you kidding me? And obviously, I realized at that point, I didn't know what I had my hands on. I had no idea that we had that kind of money in there. What I had gotten my hands on is there is a guy in McKinney, Texas, named Bobby Gray. Bobby was a gold and silver guy for years and years. As a matter of fact, if you search Rob Gray, he used to call himself Rob. He says Bobby's more friendly. That's why he calls himself Bobby now. If you search Rob Gray, testify, Congress, what's his name? I can't think of the politician's name. Anyway, Ron Paul. If you search Ron Paul, it'll come up. You'll see him testifying about gold and silver back about 2012. So Bobby, he was tired of watching the dollar inflate. He was tired of watching our dollars just lose value. If you buy a house for $100,000 and 20 years later it's worth $300,000, it's not a better house than you bought in 20 years ago. The dollar's just worth that much less now. Your house doesn't improve as you live in it. Now you can obviously add improvements, but typically what's happening is you're not gaining value, as the bank likes to tell you. You're losing money because the dollar's not worth as much. So Bobby wanted to use honest currency. So his proposal was for us to use gold and silver, and in these downtown areas, get local merchants to take gold and silver and get local people to spend gold and silver. How successful y'all think he was? Not very. And the problem is with gold and silver, One, you got to carry it around. Two, you got to get everybody convinced to start buying and selling. And three, you can't order from Amazon because you can't send it through the wire, right? And the way he likes to tell it, he was riding his gold and silver horse and buggy, and the Bitcoin rocket went right by him. So he started investigating cryptocurrency and started buying some. He also started making a product. He was a coin minter. He actually minted coins. He started minting coins that they use for cold storage wallet keys. And he developed a relationship with crypto and thought, well, this is kind of cool. So he decided last year, or actually late 2023, that he was going to try and start his own cryptocurrency. So what he did was he started Texit coin. And what he did was he built the mine. He sold all of his minting equipment, basically got out of the minting business. He still gets orders, but he has another mint make the stuff for him. And started building a mine in his building where he had the mint before. And he started mining in January of 2024, kind of worked most of the bugs out. And in April, he started calling some buddies, and he decided, you know what I want to do? I don't want to have a bunch of millionaires control this mine. What I want to do is crowdfund it. I want people to be able to buy part of the mine. Normal, average American people be able to buy part of the mine and make some of the money and help us build it together as a community. So he came up with an idea of how to do that. He started doing that. He started calling some buddies. And one of the people who worked for him was my friend Eddie. Remember Eddie that owes me $5? So I was the 20th person to buy into the mine and had no idea what I was doing. But here's how it works. Every seat on the rocket, we like to call them. Some people like to call them mines or miners, but technically it's actually just a piece of a mine. Every seat is $995. That's what it was when I bought. That's what it is today. That's what it'll be when we sell the last seat, which may be as early as December, as fast as things are going. You can buy up to 9 of those. If you buy 5, you get an extra one for free. If you buy 9, you get an extra 2 for free. And that's the current program we're under. And that's all you really need to know to understand what we're doing, except I will show you a couple of other things. Well, I think we're going to have the mine sold out in December. What does that mean? We won't be doing this anymore. No. We'll all own it. If we can't hold the questions till the end, I'll be glad to answer. So the first coins were released. He started calling all of us in April, or called Eddie, and Eddie called me in April. In May, they released the first coins, and they were selling for 2.8 cents, or 0.028 of a dollar, on Dex Trade, which is like a penny stock market. Today, they're going for about $2.89. That's in 16 months, 15 months. That's a huge, it's a 10,000% increase in the value of the coin. And what happens is, as your share or your mine makes coins every day, because you'll get as many as you have, as many as you buy, that's how many you'll get. So for instance, if one mine makes 1 coin a day, then 9 will make 9 coins a day. They're all still worth $2.89. You follow me so far? All right. Those aren't actual numbers. That's just an easy way to show you how it works. Now, I won't tell you what it's going to do, because I have no idea when we're going from $2.89 to $5 to $10 or anything. There are people who will tell you they think they know when it's going to happen. I don't have a crystal ball. I'm not a prophet. But I will tell you what it has done. I bought 1 seat on the rocket in August of last year, so a little over a year ago, for $9.95, and it's still 1 seat. It's still 100 mega hash. Each seat is 100 mega hash of the 100 million mega hash mine we're going to build. I bought it for $9.95. It's got about $34,000 worth of Texit coin in it right now. Now, I'm not going to promise you it's going to do that again. I can't tell what it's going to do in the future. But even if you double your money in a year or triple your money in a year, I don't know any other thing that'll do that. And I feel fairly confident that anybody who buys now will at least double their money in a year because of what it's done in the past. It's been way more than that. Okay, sorry. So, let me see if I can get out to the side a little more over here because I'm just going to block somebody over there. So, that's what one 995 seat has done in a year. I got a good friend sitting over there. We had a special on for a while. It was buy three, get one. He bought that. He cashed out his $3,000 a couple of months ago, and he's still got about $20,000. I just talked to a guy that bought in April of this year, and he was shocked because I told him how to read his coin, and he had $1,500 in it already. So, what happens is as you stockpile the coins and they go up in value, it's exponential the way it goes up. It goes up slowly at first, and then faster and faster and faster as the coin value jumps. At least that's what it's done in the past. That's all you really need to know to be involved in this. I'm going to talk to you about the marketing in a minute, but I want to make sure everybody understands because this is the most confusing thing for people. You never have to participate in the marketing at all unless you want to. My wife has never referred anyone. My friend Jim Capers has never referred anyone. I can name dozens of friends in my group that have never referred anyone. You never have to. Matter of fact, Jim likes to call me and go, I got 5 times my money. I got 6 times my money. Why don't you tell your friends, Jim? I'm not doing that. So, everybody understand that? You can buy seats on the rocket and you never have to do anything else. You can literally put your cold storage wallet key in a sock drawer and let it sit and pull it out and look at it every few months if you want to and completely ignore it other than that. And at any time, if you want to sell off the coins it's produced because now they're worth some money, you can sell them off. The next day, you'll get more coins for the next 135 years. I like to tell people that the mine is designed to go 135 years. If it quits at 134, call me, I'll give you your money back. All right, so I'm going to talk about the other side of what we're doing, the marketing side. Now, I want to back up a step and tell you this. I had no idea there was a marketing side. Eddie didn't tell me anything about it. I had never referred anybody that when I first checked my wallet in August. I didn't know to refer anybody. I just thought he was just gathering friends to do this thing. So once I saw I had money in there, I called all those running buddies. Remember those guys? They weren't putting in their 1,000. All of them ended up buying seats on the rocket. And what I would do is I would call them up and I would tell them what I call a Southern fairy tale. Everybody know how a regular fairy tale starts, right? Yeah. Once upon a time. A Southern fairy tale starts out, y'all ain't gonna believe this. So I called up those same guys and they all started buying in. So I get a call from Eddie and he says, hey man, you earned some extra rocket power for referring your friends. You get more, you already got one seat on the rocket, we're gonna give you another one because you told some friends. I said, that's cool, so I'll get double the coins I'm getting now? He said, exactly. I said, wow, that's great. So I called some more friends. I just, I didn't want anybody to be mad because I didn't tell them how I was making money. And they start signing up. Eddie calls me back the next week and says, how do you want your bonus? I said, what bonus? He said, well, there's a bonus thing. It's based on points. It's kind of like a Amway thing or something. I just don't like it. I don't like those kind of things, and I just wish we didn't even have that. But you earned a bonus anyway if you want it. And I said, well, how can I get it? He said, well, you can get it in Texit coin. You can get it in Bitcoin. He named a bunch of crypto. I still didn't know anything about crypto. I thought, well, if it's $150, I might take the Texit coin, just throw it in that same wallet with the other Texit coin and keep watching this thing go. And I said, well, how much is it? And I said, well, he said, well, it's $1,000. He said, well, I could sell it to you if you want. I said, all right, sell it to me. Now, you can't get it that way anymore, but back then we were small. So he zelled me back. After I gave him $1,000, he zelled me back $1,000. So at that point, I'm playing with house money. So how does that work? Please remember, you don't have to do this. They have 2 programs. The first one's called 1, 2, free. Matter of fact, Eddie says it should be called 1, 2, 3 free. But if you tell 3 of your friends, and each of them buys at least 1 seat on the rocket, they'll give you another seat on the rocket. If you do it in the first 90 days, or sorry, the first 30 days, don't let me tell that lie. If you do it within the first 30 days, they'll give you 2 more seats on the rocket. So if you buy one, you tell 3 people and they get in within 30 days, you got 3. So if you were making 1 coin, now you're making 3 coins. If they're worth $10 a piece, you're making $30 a coin. They're not worth that yet, but they will be, I believe. That's the first marketing program they have. That's why I got the extra mind power that he called me about the first week. What happened in the second week was this. We have something called a binary commission plan. And I call it that because it's really all it is a way to distribute the commission and to encourage us to work together as teams. The way it works is those same 3 people, they buy 1 seat each. Whoever referred them or whoever's group they're in gets 3 points. You got 2 legs. When you get 3 points on the other side, you get $1,000. If these same people, all of them bought 2 seats on the rocket apiece, that's 6 points on each side. When you match 6 points, you get $2,000. If those same people, instead of buying 2, bought 3 each, you get $3,000. That's 9 points on each side, $3,000. Now, here's the other thing. Let's say you don't need that money, but you really believe in this mind thing and you've watched it grow and you think, I really don't want the money, maybe I could get some more mind power for it. For every commission that you turn back into seats, you get 2 more seats. It's called a BOGO, buy 1, get 1. So 2, 4, or 6 more seats if you want. That's what I do. I take the BOGO. I want my mind to be as big as it can be so I can make as many coins as I can make. There's one little caveat, and here's how it works. When you personally refer someone, and they put you as their sponsor, for every seat that they buy, you get $1,000 added to what's called your commission potential. For every commission that you take, they subtract that commission from your commission potential. So let's say if you did this and these people bought, and you personally referred all 9 of those people, or all 9 of those shares on both sides, you'd have $18,000 in commission potential. You'd earn $3,000. You'd still have $15,000 you could make without ever personally sponsoring anybody else. Or you could take the BOGO. Once you use that commission potential up, then you can no longer get a commission until you refer some more people. And the reason they do that is, what actually happens here is each of these people can also refer people. So every time you put somebody down here, that gives everybody in that row a point or however many points they earned. When you put someone down here, it gives all them a point. So when your group gets big like mine, you can get 9 points in about 5 minutes. So I could literally, if I didn't have a commission potential limit, I could literally sit back and let other people refer people and make money. They don't want people to be able to make money off other people's efforts without putting in their own efforts. In my personal opinion, the way to work this is, put your people down here on the end of your legs and let them match points all the way up and help them to refer other people. That's what I've done. And actually, hopefully your sponsor is putting some people on one of those legs, and all you have to do is match them. Now, I outran my upline. I outran Eddie, because remember, Eddie doesn't like this thing. So, because I outran Eddie, I had to start putting people on both sides. Am I complaining? No. You can only get, by the way, up to 9 points in a week. You can only earn up to 3,000 a week. If you buy a 9-share or a 9-pack, you get 2 other business centers that you can also build. So if you're just a master at referring, if you just know 1 million people you can refer and keep building this thing up, you can actually earn up to $9,000 in a week. I can't refer people that fast. I refer about 5 or 6 a week. But my group is now, I just checked it, 11,000 people are down those legs from me. So what happens is, when they total the points on Saturday at 7, at about 7:15, I've already got over 9 points on either side, and I'm already limited out again. That's the marketing plan. I want to say again, you don't have to do that if you don't want to. If you want to tell people, you can tell them. If you don't want to tell them, don't tell them. I'm just stupid enough to want the money, so I tell everybody. That's the bottom line of what we're doing. I want to say a couple of things before I finish. The first one is, if that number is going to make you miss your car payment or miss your house payment, or mean your kids are going to have to eat Kraft macaroni and cheese and ramen noodles for the next 2 months, not that they'll care, but you don't want them eating that, don't do this. I'm probably the only person who does these meetings that'll tell you that. But I don't think you should put money into this that you don't have. I think it's dumb, because I don't know what's going to happen tomorrow. I just know what's happened so far. If you want to take a risk with us, take a risk. If you don't want to take a risk, don't do this. It's not smart. The other thing I would say is, if you're a person of faith, and there are a ton of people of faith in this thing. As a matter of fact, there's at least one pastor in the room right now. And the vast majority, 2 pastors in the room, the vast majority of the people in my group are church leaders and pastors. I don't know why that is the way God decided to design it. As a matter of fact, my group's called Guitars and Cadillacs, because I'm a guitar player and I've got a bunch of musicians and a bunch of church people. If you remember, church people always used to, when I was a kid, I'm really old, church people all drove Cadillacs. But anyway, if you're a person of faith, go home and pray about it. There's no hurry. You can sign up tomorrow. You can sign up the next day. You don't have to sign up right this minute. There's no pressure. If you're not a person of faith, you still should go home and consider it and think about if you want to take the risk with us or not. The funnest thing about this is, it is a community. There's meetings going on in several different towns right now in several different states. There's meetings almost every night somewhere. We're going to start doing them 2 times a week here. I'm about to go to Houston, not this coming weekend, but the next 2 weekends I'll be doing meetings down there. So if you know people down there, plug them into the meetings. We'll sign them up for you. Just make sure they tell us who their sponsor is. And it's really fun to build this together. The other thing is, if you don't know anything about crypto like I didn't, I literally knew nothing at all. I'd heard of Bitcoin and I'd read about a Chinese mine to mine Bitcoin. If you don't, these guys will teach you. There's guys like Eloy that know far more than I do. There's guys who, they just love to help you learn about crypto and how to do what we're doing. And you'll find out that once you understand crypto a little bit, you can buy some other cryptocurrencies. And once you start doing that, then you kind of get hooked and you become a day trader and do all kind of silly stuff. But you don't have to do any of that. I've got my buddy Tony with the truck, remember him? Who, by the way, I sent him a picture of my wallet when I first found out I had money in it. He took the number of Texit coin I had at 6 cents a coin, and he multiplied it by the $60,000 that Bitcoin was going for at that time. And he said, dude, do you realize if this goes to Bitcoin level, you're going to have $4.6 billion or some number, some huge number. I said, Tony, I don't expect that to happen, but if it does, you can have the truck. So he's getting closer to getting that truck. bottom line is, pray about it, think about it. If you want to do it, come and join us. If you want to learn about crypto, you don't ever pay another fee. We mine Litecoin and Dogecoin to pay our bills. Once you own your part of the rocket, you own it for the 135 years that are coming. And it's an excellent way to get involved in my opinion, to get involved in crypto and learn about it, because not only are you getting cryptocurrency, you're not buying one at a time, you're actually literally making them every day. One other real quick thing about our plan I hadn't talked about much. People say, what's the use of this? Well, remember Bobby wanted people in these downtown areas and these little communities to use gold and silver? Now we're working on getting people, and when we get enough liquidity in the coin, to layer on top of our coin. So let's say our coin goes up to $100 a coin, and McKinney, who's one of the towns who's already said they want to do this, layers 100 coins on it, then their coin is worth $1 each, and it makes ours worth even more because it's being used as a utility currency in the state of Texas. And Texans are very independent. I don't think we're going to have any trouble. We've already got 2 cities, Gonzales and McKinney, that want to use it that way. Right now, because we only make 90 to 100,000 coins a day, and a whole bunch of us are hoarding them, there's not a whole lot on the market yet. But as they get more liquidity, as more people sell them, and we build up the volume that's out there, we will eventually be a layered coin for other coins to layer on. That's the bottom line. So talk to the person that brought you if you're interested in looking into this more, and I'll be around to answer questions. I'll take a couple of questions up here, but after that, I'll let you guys talk amongst yourselves, and if you got a specific question, you can come run it by me and see if I come up with an answer. Questions? Yes, sir.
When you said that when you make the $1,000 commission,
Mm-hmm.
you said you could buy another seat?
You can buy 2 more.
You could buy 2 more?
Yes, it's called a BOGO.
Okay.
Buy one, get one. That's what I do with mine. I just traded my 3,000 in for 6.
Get one free?
Yes, I just traded mine in for this week. My 3,000, I traded it in for 6 more seats.
That's doing hash, right?
Yeah,
That's receiving hash commission.
yeah. They call it receiving hash because each seat is 100 mega hash, which is like horsepower in computer terms, per seat. So when you buy one, you get 100 mega hash. If you have 10, you've got 1,000 mega hash, et cetera, et cetera. I think I have 20,700 mega hash right now. But I've referred 86 people. And I'm not in the top 4 referrers in the company. There's the one guy that's referred over 200. Next question. Yes, ma'am. Yes, no.
I just want to say thank you for
Oh,
the good job. So
thank you so much.
that makes everybody understand what you do. So.
Yeah, I'm not smart enough to make it hard to understand. I'm a pretty simple guy.
Yes, I love it.
Any other statements, questions? Let me do this real quick. This is kind of fun. If you've already bought a mine share, if you already bought at least 1 seat on the rocket, raise your hand, please. If you've already made more in commissions than you paid for your seats, leave your hand up. That's pretty impressive. That's a lot of people in Vegas playing with house money. It's that simple. Any other questions?
Can I get back to your testimony for the
Sure. She always likes to put Becky on the spot.
She always put me on the spot, okay. But I think I'm the one for the job, so I can handle it. I want to say hello, everyone. It's so good to
Just you or me?
all in here.
It's mine.
All the miners.
I figured it was mine, but I was making sure.
I am Becky Hayes, and I like to tell my story how I knew that this was the right fit for me, because in 2009, my son said, "Mom, buy Bitcoin." Bitcoin was at a dime, and if I would have taken $100 and bought Bitcoin, I would have had 1,000 Bitcoins today.
And you would not be here.
I wouldn't be that would have landed me
Stating the fact.
$111 million. But that opportunity went by. My husband had passed away, and I was like in a special place. So I wasn't thinking about buying anything that was more than nothing. And cryptocurrency was so new, and no one really understood it. You know, everybody
You see Brig Hart's video?
We made a lot of money,
You see Brig Hart's video?
changing left and right.
I'll send it to you.
Money everywhere, you
I
know.
posted it on Facebook.
But I never had the opportunity.
I only have it for this. I've signed up 6 people just because I have Facebook.
When a line is taken,
But I'm driving everybody crazy
machine is
because I'm talking about Texit going all the damn time.
algorithm, mathematical
Where's mine?
problem to solve a solution.
I'm looking for my charger, my other charger.
Solution.
I might have put it up, or Ann might have put it up.
Jay was saying tonight,
No, that's for this.
35,
Oh, this one's it.
we will be
Nope,
getting
that's not it.
forms with just
Dang it.
peanut
It's,
butter.
I got one in the bag.
So the reason why, no one likes me to come up here and tell this, but I want to encourage you all that everybody is loading up right now on the rocket. And the one thing you don't want to do is get left behind. Because if you get left behind, only thing you're going to get to witness is the fumes from the smoke of the rocket. So let's go all get connected and let's go and make this a family thing, a family affair as we create wealth.
I put it in my bag.
Now, thank you for your time.
Thank you.
Thank you, Becky. Well, feel free to visit